Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 Paws and Claws guide. Hope you're all doing well. We're playing the Beastmaster again today because, as you can see here, I have a full gold roster except for one character on Crash Zone, and that simply won't do, so we're going to play this character on Crash Zone as well. I also got slightly weird shops in my last guide, so I wanted to showcase that this is not a fluke, and you can make the Beastmaster win very consistent. We're once again going to start with Blazemander as our pet here, because the AoE damage from the Blazemander, I think, is the most valuable in the early game. And we're going to let that kill a bunch of stuff, and we'll let our little loot worm go around and pick up the materials. I want to kind of stay away from the material pickups, but before the end of the wave, when I didn't think that the loot worm was going to get all of those, it's important for me to grab them because we need to make absolutely certain that we pick up most of the materials every wave, otherwise you can start to fall behind. So even though the loot worm gives you a 10% chance of doubling them, better to pick them up now if it's not going to be able to reach them. Let's reroll and we'll pick up 5 harvesting, and then just like with any other character in the first shop, we're rolling for weapons. But of course, for the Beastmaster, our weapons are the pets. Now, I can do some banning here, if there's anything that I want to ban. I think all of these items are fine to leave in the pool. Maybe we'll just ban the alien worm, because that's a fairly weak item overall. I want to ban some level 1 items to make the rats more likely to show up. I'm also not going to buy or lock Coupon, even though it's an incredibly strong economy item, because we need to find rats early. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we'll lock this rat. Now that we've found one, or buy the rat, now that we've found one rat, we can lock Scar and Weird Food. And then I'll do one more reroll here, and then one more looking for rats. We can now, again, buy items like Coupon, because we now have a second pet. And getting to the second one, the first rat, is the really important breakpoint for this character, because it's what'll let you actually keep your character alive when your pets are able to kill things more efficiently. We definitely want a third, so having 3 items locked is a little ambitious, but I think we can get away with just 2 pets for one more wave if we don't happen to find one next wave. Helmet, of course, we're very happy with. Extra armor is incredible, and then let's do a reroll here and reroll again. We'll buy 5 harvesting. We'll take the Coupon and the Scar, and I'll lock the tree, and then do a reroll and another reroll. And again, we're looking for rats. Since we missed twice on pets, I'll just leave those 2 items locked, and we will let our shop potentially contain some additional pets as we level up. Although I banned one level 1 item, we then found a rat, so I'm going to focus the rest of my bans on level 2 to make our level 2 pet more likely to appear. And there we go. So still making decent money on wave 3 here. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll again, and we're still looking for harvesting, so we'll take 5 more harvesting. Given that we didn't find more harvesting, we'd have to spend 5 to re-roll. I'm just going to take 2 melee damage. This character's pets scale with every damage type, so you can benefit from buying any type of damage. And here I'm actually going to buy the bottom line, even though we have some other items locked, because I do want a little more killing power, so we'll go ahead and buy the pet right away. Throw in 1 reroll, and then we'll lock all of these items. Now that we have 3 pets, we can start buying these powerful level 1 items as well. Bottom line is also overall the best pet, because it really helps defend your actual character, since it always follows you around. And you can use the landmines if you don't step on them like I just did. You can use the landmines to protect yourself. It gives you a lot more ability to stay safe. So, for example, if I'm worried about taking too much damage, I can hide in the corner here, and the bot will help keep us alive by setting up these minefields. We won't be able to kill the loot alien because we can't easily direct our attacks there. So even though we got a loot alien spawn, we weren't able to kill it because we can't focus our pets on a specific enemy. We'll definitely take Feather. This character's pets all scale with ranged damage as well, and there's a very good chance that we want to build dodge later on, so having the Feather can be very helpful to get a head start on that. Then I'm going to roll here. I'm hoping for harvesting. I think I'll throw in one more reroll to see if we find it. I missed again, so I'm just going to take 4 melee damage because, generally speaking, you're going to want to try to scale your pets with melee damage rather than the other damage types. The reason for that is that you buy melee damage at an increased rate. The level 2 level up gave us 4 melee, would have given us 2 elemental or range, so since they all scale our pets equally, we're usually going to end up building mostly melee damage. Here, I will take 2 armor. Actually, we've already got 1 armor. I think I'll actually take 6 HP just to make sure that my health is at a more reasonable total. Then we'll buy a couple solid level 1 items. We can lock another rat, which is perfect. We'll buy Lumberjack Shirt. So Lumberjack Shirt, I believe, does not actually work with the Loot Worm. The Loot Worm doesn't kill trees faster when you have Lumberjack Shirt, but it'll let our other pets kill trees and save some stress for the poor little guy. And then I'm going to go ahead and save my bands here. I'm not interested in either of these items. You don't need to buy movement speed on the Beastmaster because this character gets movement speed naturally for the pets that you are buying. And we don't want Peaceful Bee either because we lose 2 damage for it since both of these damage types decrease our damage. But I want to save my bands for level 2 items so that we can make pets show up more reliably. We'll definitely buy the plant. Acid, I could ban. I could also buy it if I'm worried about finding max HP, but I think I'm just going to ban it here. We'll find maximum health. That won't be a huge concern, most likely. And I really want to ban some level 2 items starting now so that we can get more level 2 pets appearing. With another rat locked in the shop, I'm still feeling pretty good about progressing my damage. We're a little behind on killing power compared to a normal character right now because we've slightly overinvested in economy at this point. If you think of each pet as being basically a weapon, we've got 1 bot, we've got 1 rat, we've got 1 Blazemander, so it's like we only have 3 weapons on wave 5, which isn't really what you're looking for on most characters. But we should be able to quickly outpace that. Alloy is absurdly excellent on this character. Tremendous find. It gives us 12 damage because we use all 4 of these damage types. And engineering and elemental damage are both useful for other items as well. If we find turrets or whatever, Pocket Factory, the fact that we have some engineering is good. The pets can critically hit, so the crit chance is good, and losing 6 dodge is not a big deal. So this massively increases our damage output. Then we're going to roll, and we'll take 8 harvesting here, and then I'm going to re-roll again because I'm looking for level 2 upgrades. It'll take 3 regeneration. I definitely need to start building some healing because currently we have none. And this character, it's very hard not to take damage since you don't have weapons that actually defend you. Your damage is dealt somewhat randomly around the map. So you need to have defenses to make sure you can survive. Speak of Pocket Factory, and we shall receive. So we did get the Pocket Factory. That will, especially in combination with Tree and Lumberjack Shirt, really help us get more clear speed across the map. So that's actually really nice to find. And we can invest a little more heavily in engineering. Getting the Scared Sausage in addition to the Pocket Factory is really nice for this build as well, because the Pocket Factory turrets and all of our pets will spread the Scared Sausage fire. We have some elemental damage, so we got a lot of really nicely synergistic items in the last couple shops. I'll take a Pearl as well. This is a little more of a long-term investment, a more speculative pick, because we don't have a ton of luck right now, so it's only 1% damage. But if we get 1 or 2 Pearls from a box, it can become incredible, and obviously we're going to buy some luck on this character anyways. At this point in the game, I'm really no longer worried about trying to get my Loot Worm to pick up materials. I think that people can easily get in their heads about trying to absolutely maximize that 10% gain and let the Loot Worm pick up everything. It's much more important to have just clean movement, take less damage, make sure that you're not putting yourself in any danger, and make sure that all the materials are getting picked up every wave. That's much more important than that the Loot Worm specifically grabbed them. All right. We will definitely take Candy Bag. This character is one of the best Candy Bag users as well, because we care about all 4 damage types. So melee, ranged, elemental, and engineering are all good stats for us. And basically every stat in the game works with pets. The only stats that don't work with pets are range and percent attack speed. So the only stats we don't care about getting from the Candy Bag are range and attack speed. And range is usually a dead roll from Candy Bag anyways. So basically every other stat that we can possibly get when we're getting 8 random stats is going to be good for us. Here I'll take 8% damage. My percent damage is negative, so I don't want to fix that. I'll take Pocket Factory because our clear speed is starting to be a little lower, so I'm going to make sure we take these items. Even though Pearl has the potential to give us a free Pearl from a box, it's a 3% chance, so we can delay that for a wave. I'll definitely take Jelly Shield as well. Cute Monkey, losing a ranged damage is going to decrease the damage of all our pets, but this is a lot of healing, so I think we're happy to take that. And Goat Skull, I don't think we need more flat damage, because we actually got a lot from the alloy, so I think we'll pass on the Goat Skull. Obviously, from Candy Bag, what we're hoping for the most is extra armor. So this wave, we're going to have a hard time clearing the slashers, clearing the eggs before the slashers spawn. We can hang out with our Pocket Factory turret and our bot to defend us from the more dangerous enemies. The landmine explosions from the bot are worth a lot of damage. They hit really hard because on the Beastmaster, they scale with every damage type. So we're just going to use our pets here to defend us. The hardest wave for this character is always going to be like waves 7 through 9. That's when enemies are a little more threatening, but before you have a critical mass of pets that lets you just clear everything. So we're at the most difficult point and are just going to play a little more conservatively to make sure that we're staying safe. We'll take the Bone Dice here. It does decrease our HP, which is a little low, but percent damage is good, and it's kind of free value over time. And then I'll take 3 armor. You should usually just grab a 3 armor level up when you see it. On level 10 and level 15, you can almost never go wrong by just rolling until you see 3 armor. It's the best stat in the game overall. I'll take 10 luck here, and then we'll buy the Pearl, and Jelly Shield can potentially keep us pretty safe blocking a lot of projectiles. I'll take the Cute Monkey. Lifesteal does work with our pets, so let's actually buy the fresh meat and get a free reroll here, and then another rat is really nice. We'll take Scar as well. Fruit Basket, I think is probably worth grabbing also because I do want increased healing. This is a good way to get it. You can see there we got a bunch of free stats as well. We haven't rolled a 10% chance of getting an elite from the Candy Bag yet, which obviously is a danger with this item, but I think we should be relatively safe against most elites, even if we do happen to roll into one. After this shop, or in this next shop, because we're going into Wave 9, and we need lots of clear speed on Wave 9, we need lots of AoE damage, because it's just lots of small enemies. We need to make sure we're able to kill them, and that we don't die to the Horde, and also we want to make as much money as possible. So this next wave, I'm going to roll for more pets. We have been a little lighter on pets than I usually like to be on the Beastmaster, and a little heavier on picking up other items at this point. Yeah, I'll take the Cauldron. The extra percent damage that we'll get from this will work with our pets. And then I think I need the HP here. 3 elemental damage is very tempting with our Scared Sausage. I could take that or the 4 melee damage, but let's just take some maximum health. And then we'll buy all of these items. We'll take a reroll. We're really not getting offered that many pets, and we are getting offered incredibly strong other items, so we'll just go ahead and lock those. We should be just fine for this next wave with Triple Rat. The rats are really good against these small, weak enemies, because they'll basically all of the enemies will charge into the rats if you sort of position in the corner like this, so that they will the rats will be in between you and the approaching enemies. And they'll just take damage as they intersect them, so they'll just, the rats will clear the entire wave, basically. The only risk on Wave 9 is if you haven't found a lot of rats or a dog or anything like that, just one of the melee contact characters. If you are working with only the cats and the bots, then you might not have enough attacks. But we were easily able to clear that wave, and we got bottom mine in a box. This is very likely. So the Beastmaster has an increased likelihood of finding pets. Most characters have waiting in the shop, where they're more likely to find certain items. And I believe the normal default value is that an item has an extra 10% chance of being something that your character is more likely to find. The Beastmaster, that chance is doubled, so we are much more likely to find pets. We've been a little unlucky finding them, both unlucky and I've been prioritizing other things. You know, my decisions also impact what happens here. We've found fewer than you usually would at this point in the game, but the Beastmaster is more likely to find them, so I was very confident that we'd be able to make up that difference. Now reroll here, and we'll take 4 regeneration. I need to fix my regeneration. 3 range damage is fine, but, I mean, even if we got a level 2 melee damage upgrade, it would still be better. I could take 8% damage, but I think I'm just going to do another reroll, and yeah, I'll take 3 more regeneration, because fixing our healing is still very important. We'll definitely take the black flag. This is slightly risky given that we don't have that many pets right now, but the payoff obviously is absurd. Extra enemies is insane for your income. The extra material when you kill a cursed enemy is still good even on Crash Zone, where you get less curse. And the 10% extra enemy health and damage is not that big a deal. Here, I'm going to buy the Broken Mouth and pass on these other items, and actually I'll ban the Piggy Bank. I could buy Piggy Bank to remove it from the pool, but I want to use my bans. We're on Wave 9 and we haven't really used our bans. And then I'm going to pass on Pencil. It's kind of a marginal item, and I really do want to roll and try to get more pets. So at this point, I'm focused on picking up only really good items like Tree, and then we're going to pass on a bunch of other stuff. Campfire is a pretty solid item for us. I could ban it to get rid of a level 2 item. I could also leave it in the pool. I think we'll leave it in the pool because we don't mind it showing up later. Fertilizer, I could take. Starfish, I could take. That's worth a lot of money if we don't die. And I don't think we're in any danger of dying from the Starfish, so I'll go ahead and pick that up. I will also take the duct tape. We're going to pass on fertilizer, though, because I have plenty of harvesting. We have plenty of income. A lock blindfold, that is an item that we will want. But we're still rolling for pets at this point in the game, mostly. But obviously buying powerful and efficient items as we see them. Just putting a slightly higher priority on finding the pets than we would normally, because we're a little behind on that. I think that this is one of the harder things to do in this game, is to adjust your priorities slightly. It's very easy to say, okay, I'm going to buy nothing unless it's a pet, or to say, I'm just going to play exactly as I normally would. But adjusting your priorities very slightly to make it a little more likely that you get what you want is something that's a little more difficult. And in general, in games, those subtle changes in how you approach things are the hardest things to do. So what you should think about is, am I considering buying this item, or is it something that I am just snapping off? And if it's something you're always going to buy 100% of the time, you should still usually just buy it. But if it's something where you're like, maybe I'll buy this, and usually I would lean towards buying it, you can then decide to lean away from buying it instead. Going into Wave 11, I think I am going to pass on the Weird Ghost. We only have 9 regeneration and 6 lifesteal, so my healing isn't great. I'm going to take the coffee, even though it's just minus 2% damage for us, because attack speed doesn't affect our pets. Having some attack speed can still be useful if we find improved tools, and it's only 11 materials. Also is a unique level 1 item if we find fairy later on. Here I'm going to reroll, because I'm looking for armor. And I think I'll roll again. I'll take 6 melee damage as well. Just making sure that we have a decent amount of damage is important also. Take 2 armor here, and then we'll take 10 luck. And we'll take the blindfold. Baby with a beard is interesting. This is a way to deal damage. It's not a pet, but we have decent ranged damage, and we'll buy % damage as well. So I'm going to take the baby with a beard. I'll take propeller hat. We'll pass on the alien baby. And now we were able to roll into another pet finally. So we get the Blazemander. Shady Potion is an economy item that also boosts our damage thanks to the pearl that we have, so we'll pick that up. And then we'll take Cyclops Worm as well. I will buy the Dynamite, because we have Bottom Mines, which have explosive damage. If we get the Bonk Dogs, they'll have explosive damage. So Dynamite is pretty efficient for this character in general. Then we'll go to wave 11. So I noticed that we still haven't had a 10% chance of an elite spawning, so I am a little concerned that we're going to get a double elite. It's not a conditional probability like that, or dependent probability like that. It's an independent 10% chance, so the fact that we haven't seen one has no effect on whether we'll get a double, other than, you know, psychologically I feel like it's more likely. You can see here that we've started to really turn the corner on clear speed, even though we're on wave 11 and these ribcage enemies have tons of health. The fact that we've got double Blazemander now, we have good elemental damage, so our Scared Sausage is doing a lot, and our double Bottom Mine and Pocket Factory are helping just clear everything as it spawns. And if we're nervous, we can create this little fortress like we've done here, where the bots and the Pocket Factory turrets keep us alive. With 10 armor, I'm very happy to just take the sunglasses. Our pets can critically hit, so we want to build some crit chance when it shows up in an efficient way. Here I'm going to take 4 regeneration. I could... I guess that's level 18, so we weren't actually guaranteed level 3 items there at all. We just happened to roll 4 level 3 items. So it was pretty nice to be able to just buy 4 regeneration and get some decent healing, especially because we are going into an elite wave. I'll take the snail. It'll make it a little easier to dodge the elite, and we'll get lots of movement speed by buying pets, and it removes a level 2 item from the pool because it's a unique level 2 item, so we're more likely to find other pets. I'll take the Wandering Bot here, and I'm actually going to ban Fertilizer, something you've probably never seen me do ever, but this will get us a free reroll. We have not had a good opportunity to use our bans, so I'm just going to make sure that I'm using them to get extra value at this point. I'll take Silver Bullet. That should let us kill the elite a little faster. And I'm trying to decide if I want the mouse or the jelly shield. I think we can get away with picking up the mouse, and 5% lifesteal is pretty good for this character. At this point, it looks unlikely that we're building dodge, so I'm just going to ban Gambling Token, and we'll throw in another reroll, and then we'll lock these 2 items. Toxic Sludge, probably worth buying as well, just for 2 elemental damage, so we'll lock everything here. With the Silver Bullet, which of course does work with our pets, we should have no trouble killing the elite. I was worried about getting a second elite spawning from the candy bag, but since that didn't happen, we're just gonna make sure that we are running away from the elite. Now, this is a Crash Zone elite, and I've been playing only on the Abyss, so I need to remember how to move against these elites. With this one, you want to be moving towards it usually, because its attacks move away from it towards you. So that way you'll just cross over the inner edge of the ring very easily. I also want to make sure that I'm relatively near it so that my bots which follow the player, are actually attacking it. And that way we're much more likely to kill it. We did get it here. And we got our heal. I'm going to recycle the Terrified Onion. We're definitely going to take the Gnome. We don't care about losing range. Pickup radius doesn't really matter for this character either, because we have the Loot Worm picking up materials for us, and 20 extra damage, including 10 elemental damage for our Scared Sausage, is exactly what we need. Here, we're level 20, so we're guaranteed a level 3 upgrade. I'm going to reroll, and we'll take 3 armor, and then we'll go ahead and buy all of these items. Jerky is some more excellent healing, so we are in much better shape in terms of healing. All right, we got 2 more pets. We got the cat and the dog. So the cat will get angry when we or our pets are near it, and will shoot faster, which is great. And because it shoots really quickly, the extra scaling that we get from all of our damage types is really good. And the bonk dog has an explosive dash, so it's going to help clear everything out. I'll also take a mushroom for more healing. Garden. I would normally be fairly happy with the garden. We have a clockwork wasp to increase structure attack speed, but I think I'm just going to ban it here just for the free reroll. It's an item that's okay, but not amazing. Oh no, we don't have the money for the hourglass. That's kind of brutal. It's an item that's okay, but not incredible for us, so I'm happy to ban it just for a free reroll, because the free reroll is so much value. I think I am going to take Weird Ghost here. Now I have a lot more healing, so even if we get the 10% chance of an elite spawning, then we're fine with that, with having Weird Ghost. And then getting triple Jelly Shield is really nice. Once you get 3 of them, the Jelly Shields are really valuable. Having only 1 or 2, it's fairly hard for them to actually meaningfully block a lot of projectiles. But once you get the 3rd one, you can really start relying on these as a defensive tool. Basically, no character other than the Beastmaster, with its increased chance of finding pets, can ever get to 3 Jelly Shields in a normal 20 level run. But on the Beastmaster, you can do it pretty reliably. And they're better to buy as well, because they come with 2% extra movement speed, which isn't much, but it's something. Kind of disappointed that we got candy bags so early and haven't seen an extra elite spawn yet. So if I'm ever feeling at risk, I can move over to where all my Pocket Factory turrets are and let those sort of help clear things out for us. I'm kind of glad I left Campfire in the pool, because regen and elemental damage are both useful. We're still not building dodge, so I'll take the Little Frog, the 10 harvesting for 27 materials. Obviously, will pay up for itself very quickly. Plant is great here, and then I think because we have the Scared Sausage, I'll take 3 elemental damage over 4 melee damage. It's 1 less damage, but it applies to more things. And then here we'll take 2 more armor. We just want to keep building as much armor as possible. We'll pick up Pearl and Jelly Shield and Metal Detector as well. Metal Detector does work with the Loot Worm, so it will triple, not quadruple materials, because they will basically each add 1 if they both trigger, but it is going to add extra money. And then we'll just ban Candle for a free reroll, because this is another item that we don't want. Ghost Outfit. Unfortunately, I can't really use the Ghost Outfit on this character, I think, because our dodge is at -2. Losing 5% speed and 3% armor is a huge penalty. So, even though I guess I am going to mirror the Clover. So I'm going to do that now. That gets me to 10 dodge. So I could go to 20 dodge with the Ghost Outfit. How good is that? I think still not good enough. So let's just do a reroll here. Rip and Tear, another way to do splash damage around the map, so we'll buy that. And we'll buy Bean Teacher as well. I don't need to buy move speed items like the Fin, and 3% lifesteal is not really worth investing heavily in, so we're going to pass on that. We have enough pets that they'll clear out the eggs just as they spawn, and then they should be able to fairly quickly flatten the elite for us. And this elite's main, this is wave 14, so of course the projectiles are the main risk from the goobers. But because we have triple Jelly Shield, we're much safer than most characters are on wave 14. And wave 14 Crash Zone is generally the hardest wave in this game, including all the Abyssal Terrors waves. So, having Jelly Shield on this character, being able to fairly reliably get 2 or 3 of these before you hit wave 14, means that you're going to have a much easier time winning on Crash Zone than most other characters would. Just gonna drink some water. I'll take the padding here for sure. We don't have a ton of max HP, so 3 extra HP is great. Greek Fire, we're setting everything on fire, so that's going to help kill elites and bosses much faster. We're thrilled to see this item. This is actually not a free pearl. This is one that naturally appeared in a box. And Alien Eyes, another way to deal damage from this character. So we're always happy to pick up just non-weapon sources of damage. The whole point is that you want your character to be doing as much random splash damage around the map as possible, so that you just do more damage than the total enemy health that appears, and clear them as soon as they spawn. Let's reroll, and I'll take 7 crit chance over the lifesteal here. Not, obviously, at its absolute best on a character that can't buy weapons, so this is just an incredibly powerful item for the Beastmaster, and you're always going to pick it up. And then we'll reroll here. Even this late, the baby squid is still good. We'll take Mushroom. Mutation's okay, it's 2 damage, but I think it's not worth locking. We can definitely find better stuff, and for example, Regen Potion and Handcuffs are both really good. Crystal, obviously, is not very good, since it gives you attack speed, and that's something that this character doesn't want at all. Actually, I should probably have locked the Crystal, and then used my last ban to get a free reroll, by buying the other 3 items, and then banning Crystal. So at this point, we're strong enough. We have double bot. We have a cat. If I just stand near the cat with my bots going, we have triple jelly shield as well. So if I just stand near these items, or near these defenses, we can basically just sit AFK and the enemies can't come close to us. As you can see here, as soon as they get even slightly near us, we're just taking them out. I do need to pick up some materials before the end of the wave, because our poor loot worm is not going to get all of them. But I want to demonstrate how this character, once you get past the kind of mid-game hurdles, you will very quickly reach a point where you are so strong that you can literally go AFK for the later waves if your build has come together reasonably well. We'll take another turret. We're still doing that kind of damage as well. I'll take 12% damage here. And then let me reroll. I think I'll just take 4 more armor. 12 armor is good, but 16 armor is a lot better. Then we're going to go ahead and buy all of these items. Dock Moth for even more regeneration, of course. And Handcuffs is great. We don't care about capping our max HP at 86. That's way more than we need. And 24 extra damage, including ranged damage for our Baby with a Beard, melee damage for our Rip and Tear, and elemental damage for our Scared Sausage, means that we're getting tons of value out of that. We'll definitely take another rat. We'll lock a silver bullet. Take the mushroom here. I don't think I need another cute monkey. Our healing is now really good, so I'm going to pass on that and focus more on damage. What I'm really trying to build at this point in the game is enough damage that we kill the bosses quickly and I don't have to do any dodging in the end game. We do have Starfish and Black Flag, so enemies do increased damage to us. And that can put you at a slightly in a slightly riskier situation going into the boss waves. This character, the main struggle is usually going to be elite, because it's hard to specifically focus damage on one target. So you need to make sure that you're well set up to kill elites and bosses quickly, so that you don't run into a situation where your pets are all fighting other stuff and the bosses are killing you. Run around and grab some materials here as the loot worm gets the ones on the left. I'll take the tentacle again. More healing, more crit chance. That's great. We'll take another campfire for sure. And then let's reroll here. Lifesteal I could take for more healing, but let's actually just keep increasing our armor. and then I'll take 4 melee damage. Actually, maybe I should have taken 3 engineering there, because we have Pocket Factory and turrets and stuff. So we'll buy another rat, and we'll buy the silver bullet, we'll buy metal detector. Compass is pretty inefficient. We don't care about the movement speed. We've got 40% already. So we'll just ban this. We'll get our free reroll. And then I will definitely take the mammoth. It does cost me 8% damage, but 20 melee damage scales all our pets. And the 5 regen is great as well. We'll take the turret. Sunken Bell can be okay insurance for this character, but I think not worth locking. I would much rather focus on getting more powerful other items. Still really disappointed that we haven't seen an extra candy bag spawn. We're so well set up to fight elites at this point that if we get a 10% candy bag spawn, it's just always a positive for us. You see the loot alien spawning there, and then just getting immediately sandblasted by all of our bots, and our rats just standing on it. We'll definitely take another moth, just more healing. I'll take the sad tomato as well. That will keep our health really high. Retromation's hoodie, I'm going to recycle. This, unfortunately, is not very good for this character. We don't care about the attack speed here. We don't have an improved tools or anything. Obviously, we don't care about the range loss, but I'd rather just have 70 materials. And then I'll take the fresh meat when it shows up for 20 in a box, because lifesteal does work with our pets. We're going into an elite wave, so Peacock would be really greedy to take here. Increasing the damage of the elite is super dangerous, so obviously we're going to do that. And then I'll take the baby elephant. We did finally get our 3% chances adding up to an extra free pearl from a box, which is great. Take the feather for an extra ranged damage, and then we'll pick up 2 more armor. Then another alloy is awesome. We'll take another rat and pearl and sunglasses. I'll roll here. Celery tea alongside Peacock is super dangerous. Increasing the enemy health and all of their damage, obviously, is extremely risky for very little benefit. So, of course, I'm going to do that. And then I will pick up propeller hat and lemonade. I'll lock the tentacle as well, and we'll go to the next wave. And hopefully we get a second elite spawn. Basically, I just want to use this wave to show off how strong we are, even with the Peacock, even with the Celery Tea doubling enemy health. We should have no trouble killing this elite. In a normal round, of course, you wouldn't do that, but you can see that the elite has died immediately. And Jelly Shield really makes, once you get triple Jelly Shield, it really makes Crash Zone so much safer. Because what you're really worried about on this map in general is all these little goobers spawning and filling the map with projectiles faster than you can kill them. But even if that happens to this character, we have the shields, which are just going to be eating all of the projectiles. And that just makes it so much easier for you to survive on this map. Just a much more reliable playthrough when you're playing the Beastmaster, who can get that item. Take another Mammoth here. We'll take Hedgehog. It's 3 more damage. Okay, well, I did get the improved tools, so this increases the... So, the Retromation's hoodie actually would have been good, because we did happen to roll into this. The likelihood wasn't that high, but as it happened, it would have been nice to have it. So this increases the attack speed of our structures, and that includes, obviously, our Pocket Factory turrets, but also because our bottom mines are both pets and structures, they benefit from improved tools. Take 16% damage here, and then let's just take 20 more luck, I think. I could have rolled for armor or dodge there as well. Level 30, we're guaranteed to see a level 4 upgrade, so I could actually have started building dodge. Here, I think I'm just taking 20 attack speed because we have the improved tools. Take a Blazemander, we'll take Coil. This gives us extra knockback. Knockback also fairly good on this character. Thanks to an update now quite a while ago, knockback will always push the enemy away from the player. So the pets will be running around pushing the enemies further away from you if you get a decent amount of knockback. Grind's Magical Leaf, we would not get any value from because it's only at the end of a wave. So buying it going into the boss wave wouldn't do anything. But let's take another Wandering Bot just for more pets. I'll buy Snake, and I'll lock the Goldfish as well, because a Goldfish reroll will be fun. I'm not going to lock Wandering Bot. This item isn't actually incredibly strong, even on the Beastmaster. I just like buying it because it's a pet, so it's on theme. But I feel like there's more exciting things that we can get going into Wave 20. I also don't want to spend too much money before we get our Goldfish reroll, because there's good items that we can get from that. One thing that we haven't found is any material pickup. We didn't find Sift's Relic, we didn't find Baby Gecko or anything like that. And those items are really good on the Beastmaster because they pull the materials to your Loot Worm. So they give you the extra 10% material income. And they make it easier for you to not accidentally pick up the materials yourself when you don't want to. And of course they give you less requirement to run around picking up materials like we're doing now, because otherwise we would be leaving them on the ground. So we ended up leaving 60 because we didn't find any material pickup, and obviously on wave 19 those 60 materials are gone forever. We'll take defective steroids here for sure. HP and melee damage. Well, the HP is not important because we're HP capped. Although it does still scale our rats and our alien eyes, so it does have some value, because rats scale with your max HP. HP even over the cap will still give us that value, so it's going to increase the damage of our rats, increase the damage of our alien eyes. Here's the Baby Gecko we talked about. We'll definitely take a bot, we'll take a free pearl. I guess I'll take 12 dodge. If I get one more dodge, if I had found one more dodge upgrade, then getting to 30%-ish dodge could make us a little more survivable, but we'll just take 2 armor here. Alright, none of these are super exciting, so let's buy the Goldfish and see if we get something really cool. Frozen Heart is awesome on this character, usually, because the extra scaling from Frozen Heart and Nail works with your pets, so it's going to add 10% more of our elemental damage scaling to every single pet that we have. In particular, this is good with the rats, because the rats, where were they? Here we go. Normally only have 10% scaling with each damage type, so doubling the scaling that they get from elemental damage increases their damage a lot. This version of the character, the Frozen Heart's a little bit worse, because we have lots of Blazemanders, it'll slow their burning ticks. We have the one Scared Sausage, which isn't that important, but still matters. And in particular, we have Greek Fire, so slowing our burning ticks is going to make that less effective. That said, I think it's still worth taking. It's so much base damage on all of our pets, gives us extra crit chance and everything. So I think it is still powerful enough to pick up. I'll take the Campfire here. Metal I would normally take. Triangle of Power I would normally take, but I'm kind of just looking for things that'll help us kill the bosses faster. Will-O-Wisp is incredible on this character if you get it earlier, obviously. The free elemental damage is amazing. But let's roll here. I'll take Eye Surgery to offset our Frozen Heart a little bit, and I guess I'll just take a Glass Cannon. My percent damage is fine, but we have lots of armor, and I really want to kill the bosses just a little faster, and then we'll pick up another rat, and we're not going to be able to buy anything after re-rolling, so let's just take a bat here and give ourselves slightly more healing in case we take a bunch of damage. And then we should have no problem killing the bosses quickly. 0 candy bag spawns this entire run, unfortunately. I was really hoping we would get 1 bonus elite, but there go the bosses in seconds flat. You can see our triple bottom mine just slaughtered them as soon as they spawned, and that is the Beastmaster on Crash Zone. So now I've got a nice gold character on every single character for every single map. Taking a look at our items here, Blazemanders dealt 160k damage, 350 extra money from the loot worm. That's kind of overperforming what it usually gets, so we did actually pretty well with the loot worm here. I guess we're on Crash Zone, so it's a higher economy run, but still. The rats, 120k damage, 430 materials saved from the coupon, 135,000 damage from bottom mine. We do have a level 1 turret. Yeah, so the Pocket Factory and the turrets dealt 50,000 damage. This does track the turrets from Pocket Factory as well if you have a level 1 turret item, so you can see that all of the damage that both of those items dealt. A little less than I was expecting, actually. Scared Sausage dealt 50k. Only 50 blocked projectiles from the Jelly Shield. We were just killing things too quickly. Candy Bag gave us 112 random stats. You can see how much that increased our stats, because all of our stats are ridiculously high. 50 healing from Cute Monkey, 4 extra items from Treasure Map, 30 healing from Tentacle, 420 Blaze It from the bag, and 300 from the Black Flag, plus, of course, 10% extra enemy spawns, which is incredible. Then we got 100k damage from the cat, 60k damage from the dog. We got these at the same time, so it's interesting that they dealt such differing damage. And 80k damage from Greek Fire. Rip and Tear was okay, but not amazing. Oh yeah, we had a baby with a beard somewhere as well, which I wanted to check the damage on. Here it is. 75k damage from that, dealing 69 damage a shot. Nice. So the baby with a beard was actually really good. Usually you don't end up with that much ranged damage on this character, but because we had all these alloys, this build ended up with that. Alright, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this run with the Beastmaster on Crash Zone. And of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. As always, of course, if you have any questions about the character or want to know how to get a win, definitely let me know if you're struggling with anything. And of course, any comment and any interaction with the video helps out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.